let's see. We're on Unit 23, Grammar Presentation. Which is on page 399. And we're talking about implied conditions. Imply means that you're saying something without saying it in so many words. So that I have a condition like, with a bit of luck, we can fix the problem. And that means, it implies, if we have a little bit of luck, we can fix the problem. This in parentheses is what we're implying. Without your help, we wouldn't have succeeded. And this implies, if you hadn't helped, we wouldn't have succeeded. So these two things mean the same thing. But for his investments, he would have no income, implies if he didn't have any investments, he would have no income. So this sentence, but for his investments, he would have no income. And this sentence, if he didn't have any investments, he would have no income, mean the same thing. She might be lucky. If so, she'll meet some new friends. Means the same thing as if she is lucky, she'll meet some new friends. He might not get the chance. If not, he won't get the job. Means if he doesn't get the chance, he won't get the job. She's lonely. Otherwise, she wouldn't call me all the time. And this implies if she weren't so lonely, she wouldn't call me all the time. Another thing we're looking at is inverted conditions. Inverted means changing word order the way you do in a question. Were he in love, he would get married. Means if he were in love, he would get married. These mean the same thing, and this is a little bit old-fashioned and formal. You don't really need to know how to form this because you can always do it this way. But if you see this in written form, you know what it means. Were he not in love, he wouldn't get married. Means if he weren't in love, he wouldn't get married. Had I seen her, I would have called her. Means if I had seen her, I would have called her. Should we win the game, means if we should win the game, or if we win the game, we will celebrate. And then we're talking about subjunctive in noun clauses. And this is the present subjunctive, which you remember is always the base form of the verb. And there are certain verbs that take the present subjunctive in a noun clause. So I say Frank's teacher suggested that he take an additional class. Okay, normally you would say he takes with an S, right? But this is not really present tense. This is the present subjunctive. And it's always the base form, no matter who you're talking about. There is the dog barking. Okay, recommend is another one. His doctor recommended that he quit smoking. I don't use the S because this is a subjunctive. And the reason I'm using the subjunctive, the present subjunctive, is that after recommend, that's one of the verbs that takes the subjunctive. The boss demanded that Rose arrive at work by 9. No S, because this is present subjunctive. Demand is one of the verbs that takes present subjunctive in the noun clause after it. The fireman insisted that she leave the burning building immediately. Again, there is no S here because this is not the present tense. This is the present subjunctive, which is always the base form of the verb. And insist is one of the verbs that takes the present subjunctive in the noun clause that follows it. Okay, here are some more. Let me go back and look. Okay. Advice, necessity, urgency. These are the kinds of verbs that take the subjunctive. Okay. It is advisable that he arrive half an hour before the appointment. It is mandatory that no one enter the building without a permit. It is urgent that she call home at once. It's the same thing happening. In the previous slide, these are verbs that take the present subjunctive, and these are adjectives. It is adjective. It is adjective, that. And then I've got a noun clause with the present subjunctive. For a list of verbs and phrases followed by the subjunctive, see Appendix 24 on page A10 in your book.